Hello, welcome to Logic's Workshops. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever had those crazy tags in a Studio 5000 ladder program? Tags you didn't understand? Well, we're going to break one of those crazy tags down and explain what they mean and how to determine what they're saying. Stay with us as we do a deep dive into the first of a series on tag structures. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, wanted to take a few minutes and share some advanced tag structure information with you. So what we have here is we have one of our programs, project I did some time ago, and what we have is in our bus here, right? So we have a compact bus local of all of our slots, right? And this project we're using a 1769 L32E, right? And when we look in our tags, we see our local tags right here. Okay, this is very common. This is exactly what we would expect to see when looking at our tags in the tag structure, correct? Now, there's all kinds of hardware and configurations that we can use, but I wanted to start with something that we are very familiar with. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and close this. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at something that's a lot more complicated, okay? And really, here's what I want to do. When we start looking at these, if we're new or we're intermediate level programmers, we start looking at these really deep, complex programs. It's very easy to get confused. It's very easy to not understand what's going on, to not understand the tag structure, what's talking to what, where's the tags. It can be a real nightmare, right? We all know that, right? Any of us who have some experience know what you're going through, and if you're new, trust us, we know, we've been there. Okay, so we'll go ahead and take a look at this structure right here. So let's see if we can't get a little draw. This right here, all right, we're going to break this down because this is what we want to talk about, and this is why I think this is going to be valuable for you. So right now what we have is let's go ahead and let's open up and edit let's take our eraser. We'll get this line out of our way. Okay, now what do we have? We have a name, right? It's a local tag. It's an alias. So we should hopefully be familiar with alias tags, right? So you have a local or you have alias. But here's where it can get a little complicated, right? So here, for example, and we're going to look at a couple different things. I've got one in there already that we're going to look at. I'll bring this out. All right. Now, here's what we have. We have unit dot OCMD dot mode element 0 dot STS. What the heck does this mean, right? This can be very confusing to new people, and sometimes if you're a little older like I'm getting and you don't use your glasses, you might miss some of these dots and get confused as to where what is. So let's just pay attention here. Okay, so this type of breakdown is what we're going to focus on today. All right, so Boolean, well that's helpful, right? Scope, right? T01 underscore U2 E1 underscore table cure. Now there's another piece of information that makes it very confusing for us, right? So we have that here. We have that written down right here. That's our scope. All right. All right. So that's what I want to dig into today. So let's take a look at this. First things first. What we have here is if we look at our instruction here, we have a reverse slash, right? Not a forward slash, but a reverse slash. This is a forward slash. This is a reverse slash. Very important. We're going to talk about that. Then we have something that basically it's an alias, so we kind of understand what's going on there. We have a dot. We have unit 2E1 dot state. All right. So the first things first, and this backward slash is referring to the fact that this tag is referenced in a separate routine. All right. Now, so let's close these up, and I think I can make this easy for you to understand. And it's the first part of understanding the whole idea of this advanced tag structure. Okay, so T01_2 underscore unit underscore table. That's the first thing we need to do. And here I see that right here. So this tag, which happens to be, so let's look at what our let's move that out of the way. We, all right, we're in R20. So actually, routine 20 CM16. All right, so we are in the table cure, and this tag is referring to unit table. So this is where we're at currently. Routine 20 and CM16 cure heat zone. But that tag is referring to this routine. Now, what's the big deal? You might be asking. Well, let's look inside this routine, T01 UTE1 table cure, right? So let's look at our tags, our local tags. What we're going to find out is we do not have a T01 U2 unit table. T01 on this. We do not have that tag there. Okay. You say, okay, well, what does that mean? It means essentially that this tag, that backward slash, is telling you to find this tag, you need to go to this routine, table unit table, right? So we can find that tag in unit table. Okay, so let's see if we can. Some stuff we can discover here. Let's work on this. Well, what is this? Do we have that? We don't. But when we look at our information here, our tag, we do have unit 2E1. All right, now we're getting a little further in a way. So it's telling us in that routine, right? Let's go back here. Come on, Paul. In that routine, we will find this tag. Okay, now that's telling us something. Okay, so what's the next element of our tag, right? So in this case, okay, so I know we're looking at a couple different things, but right here, we know that in that routine, we find that tag. Now, OCMD, all right, what are we talking about? OCMD. Well, let's go back to our tag, right? Our unit. So when we look at our data type, right? We look at our data type, we see that it is what? A UDT, right? All right. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with UDTs, I'm going to make comprehending them extremely simple. Okay, this is the way I look at them. A UDT is a filing cabinet. It's where I'm keeping a whole bunch of my tags that are associated with a specific function or device. Okay, so all the tags that are referenced to that device. Say I have a camera or some device, right? Some sort of safety device. All the tags that are associated with that can be put into a UDT. Therefore, all the tags, when I need to find those tags that are associated with that device, I go to my UDT, and all the tags that are that I need to reference that in all the different types of tag structures that I need are all in one compact place, a UDT. All right, that's what I refer to them as. Is sort of my filing cabinet, right? Okay, so we have in our assets, we have add-on instructions, but we are looking for data types, right? UDT, user-defined data types, DCI underscore U underscore unit, DCI underscore U underscore unit. Okay, now we found that. All right, so now we need that because we have to break down some of this other information. So, all right, unit 2E1 has a data type, right? And the data type is UDT. So we're going to open that up. We're going to open that data type, and it's going to tell us some more information. And I'm hoping that I can explain this in a way that will make sense for you and become very useful for you after this video. That's my goal. Okay, so now what do we got? We got CS, CMD, OCMD, cond all, state, status, SDS state. So what we have is we have some terminology. That's essentially what we have. We have some acronyms, okay, that determine words. So what we have is CMD is referred to as a command, right? Operator command. So this could be command could generally come from the process. The operator command would be something that the operator is commanding, possibly from an HMI. Okay, so what do we got here? Command. Under command, there could be a start, a stop, a clear, abort, unhold, suspend. All right. So when we're talking about command, any of these tags, we're commanding these tags here, okay? And an operator can command tags here as a start, hold, suspend, resume, stop, abort, reset, clear, control. So what you'll find is these are very typical commands given by the operator. These tags up here appear to be conditions that would be, a process would help control. All right. So there's a differentiation there. The state, because this is a PAC-ML machine programming, it has a state, right? And it has a whole series of different tags that it has here as well. And that we won't get into that today, but we'll talk about that another time. But what we can do is talk about the STS state. So the status of the state, the status of the mode, the configuration of the mode trans. I'd have to look into that. I'm not sure what that even is. Configuration, CFG stands for configuration. Now what you'll find with now these little acronyms come in a large variety, okay? There's all kinds of them, and in all honesty, you could create your own if you really wanted to. But there's some common ones that are generally used, or you'll come across them, right? So CFG, STS, etc. Now inside here, we found a UDT that has some better explanation, right? That they are setting this up. So the PCMD, right, is program command, right? Operator command request. HS is operator command handshake, operator request visibility, active state, request error, permissive interlock. You'll see a lot on these at times with the INTLK. Interlocks are used, one shot storage bits, config prompt required, and etc. So that becomes very common in some of these much larger programs that are trying to build some very well-defined state machines, okay? All right, so now back here. So unit 2E1.state. All right, so we're kind of jumping a little bit, but stick with me. I wanted to be able to describe this. So this is our data type. Inside here, we have different tags, and we have these subscripts, right? That say that something is a state, a condition, a configuration, a command, operator command, etc. Okay, so now we have our data type. We have let's see where are we at here. We have, so there's our operator command. Okay, we were in our data type UT state. Okay, so now here is our tag state right here. All right, so now we know where to find this more information on this tag. So this tag becomes a lot less scary, right? So let's go back to let's go back here. Okay, so we found the routine, we found the tag, we know that it is a data type, we know where that data type is, and then it says ocmd.mode element 0. All right, so it's an operator command mode 0 dot sts status. Okay, that is very much what we understand, right? Okay, so that's the name, but the routine, the tag, okay, unit 2 E1, we know that it's a data type. It takes us that data type, takes us to, where was that? So let's see, where were we? Let's go back. All right, so our unit UTE1, our unit STU, did we find that? STU unit. All right, we are in, and this is what will happen if you do not pay attention. And what happened is I got talking and lost my train of thought. So we need our unit operator command. We need unit 2E1. That's where I'm going to go. So we know, and this is a great exercise, really. We know what our routine is, right? So unit table. We're going to go to our tags, our parameter tags. We know that we need unit 2E1, right? Unit 2E1. Okay. We know that it is a data type and it's DCI U unit. Where are we at? DCI U unit. All right. And then it's OCMD, which is operator command. Okay. So let's see if we can find what we're looking for here. Let's move this guy out of the way. All right. So OCMD right there. Mode 0. See if we can find our mode here. I may have passed it up. Okay, so am I in the right spot here? So no, see, we're at state, and what we need, OCMD mode, right? And mode element 0 status. Okay. Now we know where every part of that tag is, and you can see if you don't pay attention how easy it is to misunderstand what that tag, where that tag's information is and what it means. All right. So mode 0 status. So the operator is commanding it. So at this routine, this tag, the operator is commanding it. It's going to mode 0 and it's telling us what the status is in Boolean. That's what's going on here. So it is a very complex tag in a way more complex than what we normally use. It's in a Boolean state, right? So that's very, very helpful to us. Okay. Again, when we look at this tag, there's our routine, there's our tag. We already know that we have to look at the tag, and then we're going to find out that tag was a UDT, correct? And then that's going to take us, and this is going to give us our UDT tag details right here, right? Okay. So very important alias for this specific tag information right here. So again, when we look at these complex, and they are, I mean, compared to what, most tags are, these are, let me find this one here. I got several things open. these tags can become very confusing. All right. Stuff's happening in different routines. You have to trace back tags. You have to dig into them. You have to understand, this here is operator command, right? This here is a state status, idle status, right? This is the status of execute. We see this here, STS execute. OCMD commands, right? .os, one shot rising, okay? Status stopped, status running forward. All of these pieces, these acronyms give us hints as to what's going on in the process. And if we have to dig into where that tag is, I hope now that this has been helpful for you to be able to break these complex tags down and track down where the information is and where you can find it and what the tag's really kind of telling you, right? So the operator command mode element 0 status. Okay, so it's telling us what's the mode, the operator command manual active state, the active state for the manual control. What's the status? In this case, we're offline, but in this case, if it was not energized, right, we would know that we would know some bit of that information. Okay, we might not know why it's not in an energized state. Again, this is offline, but if it was in this state while online, we may not know off the top of our head why it's in this state, but we know that it is in this state, and we know where to dig in and find out more information and track that back. So anyhow, this is one lesson in a series of lessons I want to begin sharing with you on advanced tag structures. It'll take you way further than just our local or alias tags. It becomes really important as you start working with much more complex systems. All right. Hopefully it's been helpful for you. Hey, I also wanted to point out stuff we got going on over at Logix Workshops, right? We're working on building some automation robotic simulation training. Something I'm really excited about. We got a couple of demo lessons. They're not perfect, but something we've been working on for a while. I would invite you to go on over to our courses page at Logix Workshops, and I want you to take a look at some stuff we got going on there. Hey, do me a favor. If you really are interested in connecting with us and getting your hands on our simulation software, join the wait list. It's going to be the best way for you to stay on top of what we're doing. It's going to be a great way for you to get a big discount. We have a whole bunch of other projects that we're going to be building in simulation. You're going to love it. It's fantastic stuff. Also, you can get a chance to try a demo. I highly recommend it. Hey, here's how great this is. I'm not going to ask your email. Okay, try the demo lesson. You just come here, you click on this button, walk through the demo, and then there's a button down here where you get an opportunity to tell me what your thoughts are, what your opinions, some suggestions, anything you can do to give us some feedback right here. So share your thoughts. All right, go ahead and test out a couple of our demos. We have several things going on there. Really appreciate any feedback you guys might give us. So look forward to hearing from you. Have any questions, anything you think I skipped or missed, I'd appreciate you sharing that. So until next time, this is Paul with Logix Workshops. Talk to you guys later. Bye.